Hello everyone, and welcome to my update video. This is like the third time I'm trying to record this and second time uploading. I'm just trying to figure out how to get this post-narration thing down, because everything else has always been live, and yeah, just still new at this. I'm getting used to it. Hopefully this one will be it. You should be seeing Agario in the background, just me playing through it. I always like to start with a red one. I like, normally I'll kill myself whenever I'm not red or orange or some sort of fiery color when I have the NTA name. I didn't do it in this video just because that wouldn't be very entertaining, but yeah. Okay, on to the updates. The first one, as you can pretty much see, is the lag in my videos. It's not as bad as it was since I changed the resolution downscale, I think it was. That's what helped it out. But that seems to be forcing my videos to be like 144p all the time. So that's not really good, and I'm pretty sure the cause of all this is my computer, but I can't just like go out and buy a new one or anything. So this is just how it's gonna be. I hope you guys can deal with that for now. And basically this lag is affecting what I want to do with this channel. Like, there's a lot of things that I want to do, and just like the lag would kind of ruin them, or the low quality, or both. And one of those things being Pokemon Reborn. That's one of the things I said from the beginning that I wanted to do from this channel, just like a let's play of that. And low quality and laggy, it'd just be not very fun to watch. A lot of my videos can be watched without high quality and with lag. It doesn't really affect them too much, but something like a game like that, it would, a little at least. So I don't know if I want to continue that. Basically this video is going to be all about interaction in the comments. I want to know what you guys want me to do. Do you want me to do Pokemon Reborn, even though even though it will probably be a little laggy and will definitely be in very low resolution? And as you can see in Algario, that guy had to leave or something, and he just gave it all to me and whatever. And so yeah, this is gonna help me increase in size a lot. Okay, back to that. Like, I'm not sure how I want to word this. Like, would the lag keep you guys from watching a series like that? Or what series do you think I could do that you wouldn't mind watching with lag or low quality? Yeah, I mean, speaking of Pokemon Reborn, one of the things that I was waiting on for that, like before I even realized there was lag in my videos, was the headset, which, I have now. And so that's another update, which is pretty good. I think my voice sounds a lot better compared to previous videos. It's not like the best it could be, especially since, I mean, not especially, but because this is a pretty cheap headset. So, but it's definitely better than it was, so I'm happy about that. And and because I went out and got this, I do want to continue YouTube. Like, I'm not gonna stop just because I have a lot less viewers and because I have a lot of lag. And there's a lot of fun stuff happening, and I want to show it to you guys. And one of those things is the NTA, or that's the main thing actually. And so something that I wanted to do for that is like a weekly recap sort of thing. Because any of you guys who do watch my battles for the NTA don't really know what's going on in the rest of the NTA unless you look at the Google Docs that are in the description, which I don't expect everyone to do. It's mainly just for people who like looking at the stats like me. And you might not all be like me, which is fine. But I wanted to create like a weekly recap sort of thing like the GBA does, and I thought that would be something really fun to do. So let me know if that's something you want to see. I also considered doing power rankings, but those I'm thinking I just won't do, because it's hard for someone within the league to rank people in the league, and if I end up thinking that I am the best person in the league, people would just say, oh, you're biased because you're ranking yourself. And that could be true. I wouldn't try to be biased, but I might accidentally be, and I don't want to really put any of my competitors in the NTA down by ranking them low or anything like that. We're all friends, and I'm sure they realize it wouldn't mean anything, but honestly, I just don't know their skill levels yet either. It's still very early, and if I were to do power rankings at all, it would definitely be later in the season. But yeah, weekly recap. Tell me if that's something that you want to see, because that's something I would definitely love to do. So speaking of power rankings, the GBA Power Rankings that this channel was kind of started on, you probably have noticed that I haven't been doing them for like 3 or 4 weeks now, and you're probably wondering why that is. And honestly, it's just motivation. Like a lot of I'm trying to figure out how to word this. A lot of my time and energy has been going into the NTA and to a trip that I'm having later this summer. So basically, like, if you look at the last video that I did for the NTA, the week 1 battle, and you look in the description and you see all the Google Docs and spreadsheets down there that I've worked on for the NTA, it's a lot of stuff. I'm spending a lot of time on this stuff. I'm doing the majority of that work, and I'm not complaining about it or anything, but I'm just saying that's where a lot of my time is going. It's something that I enjoy doing more than the stats and the things for the GBA, because this is my league and something that I'm actually a part of. I'm a part of the GBA and around the right horn and stuff like that, but that's it. I don't really talk to any of the coaches. I only talk to Danza in the around the right horn Skype chat, which he isn't even a coach, and we don't talk like a lot or anything. It's just sort of like a group chat, and it's just not something that I'm as passionate about as I used to be now that the NTA has come along. And that's sort of why the power rankings have stopped. I would get back into them if like you guys outcry for them, basically. Like, if that's something you really want to see, then let me know in the comments, because I would be willing to at least try to do them again. And ooh, things are happening in Agaria right now. Okay. Yeah, I would be willing to do them again, like if that's something you guys really want to do. But this is something that I've talked with Danza about in the around the right horn Skype chat, and like they are tough to do, like tougher than you'd think. Like, you really don't want to rank anyone low. It's just you feel bad for doing it, and then also like just the time it takes to go over all the videos and make sure you have your stats right and all that stuff. And and just to prepare what you're going to say. And it takes a lot of time and effort, and it's something that's really hard to do when you aren't as motivated about it as you used to be. Like, I still watch all the GBA videos and everything, but I've stopped keeping track of the stats because they do that anyways. Like, you guys could go on the website or watch the weekly recap and find all those stats that I did, basically. So if they were to continue, like if you guys do outcry for them in the comments, then the stats would be one thing that would definitely not come back, just because they took up a lot of the time as well, and they're basically useless. You didn't get anything out of them. You could just watch the weekly recap or go to the website and find them. So yeah, I would be willing to continue power rankings, but I would not be willing to continue the stats with them. So yeah, that's basically all I have to say on that aspect, I think. So I briefly mentioned a trip that I'm going on later in the summer, and that's also taking up a lot of my time. There's a lot of preparation that needs to happen for this trip. It's I'm going to be going to Honduras for a mission trip in late July, and this also happens to be around week 9 for the NTA. So I've talked with the other coaches in the league, and we've toyed with a few ideas. The one that probably makes the most sense is to try to find time to do it in a different week, the week 9 battle, that is, because I have no way to do the battle while I'm in Honduras for the entirety of week 9 and half of week 8. So I can still get my week 8 battle in, it just had to be early, but for week 9 I will literally be gone the entire time. So something that other people suggested was to do the battle another week, but I'm anticipating having other things to do, like preparation for it, and something else secret that I can't talk about yet, but it should be fun, and it should be coming to this channel around that time, hopefully. Yeah, there will be a lot of things going on, and it would be hard to get it in before week 9, and honestly I just prefer to keep things on schedule. So what I suggested was allowing my cousin Josh to fill in for me on that 1 week, and everyone else in the league basically agreed that would be fine. It's a bit of an anomaly, not something that normally happens in the GBA or any other league like the GBA. So that's why I definitely had to go over it with everyone else to make sure they were okay with it. And they are. And I'm glad for that. This helps in a lot of ways. It covers me, I trust Josh, I trust his battling abilities. He's a better battler than me. He might not know as much about the format as I do, but I still trust him to win the game, and if he doesn't, then I can live with it. Basically, it's a non-division battle. It shouldn't matter too much if he were to lose. I don't expect him to, especially since he helped me make my team. He should be comfortable using it as well, since he was a big part in making it. So Josh will be taking over for me on week 9. I've debated on whether to ask him if he wants to do like a commentary on the battle to upload on the channel. If that's something that he wants to do, I'd let him. If not, then that's fine. I can just show you guys the replay and post commentate over it, and basically get Josh to tell me what was going on in his head during the battle. And yeah, that's basically it. So that trip is gonna be taking up a lot of my time as well, and not just during week 9 when I'm actually going on it, but also a lot of preparation time. And yeah, I think that's basically everything on that standpoint. I can't think of anything else I want to say in that regard. Okay, so the next update is, well, not really an update, but, more like, just get more interaction in the comments, basically. If there are any nicknames that you guys want to see for my NTA Pokemon, please let me know. Please suggest them, because I'd really love to see them. And, you can see that I've nicknamed a couple already from the first battle, but I haven't really done anything past that except for the new ones that I'm bringing for week 2. I already have my week 2 team done. So, but there are still a few that have not been brought to either that would be in need of nicknames. But also, even ones that I have nicknamed already, if you suggest something that I like better, I will change it, yeah, I really want more interaction in the comments. Like, something I forgot to mention with the power rankings is that, they were by far the things that were getting the most views on this channel. They were getting over 100 each, basically. And, I'm getting around 9 to 12 views now on all my NTA videos. But the thing is, I just don't care. Like, I care about my viewers, but, I'm not in it for the views. I really want more comment interaction, which is, why I keep saying, leave this in the comments. Let me know what you want to see. Because I really do want to see more comments. That's the thing that I care about, not the views. Sort of like Cooper. Although it's not views for him, it's subscribers, but still, you know what I mean. And so yeah, please give any nickname suggestions that you have. I'd love to hear them. Oh, one thing I didn't touch on for week 9, well, actually I sort of did. I said it was non-divisional, but I feel like I need to explain that that means that I will not be facing that team in any other battle this season, any other regular season match. So basically the way we have this set out is anyone in your division you play twice over the course of the season, and anyone not in your division you only play once. So like that first week battle I had against Fuse and the LA Sapsippers, that's the only time I'll play them in the regular season. So I really hope that he makes it to the playoffs, and I do too, and we get to face again. And so I also really hope that Tom and the Snoring Kansas City can also make it to the playoffs, and we can hopefully face them at least once this season. Yeah, I feel kind of bad, like, the one match I would have against him, I'll be gone, so that kind of sucks. I told him that we could do an unofficial battle, just like either before or after at some point, just to see how it would have gone if it was me battling. It would most likely be after the league in general, just because of all the stuff that I'll have going on during the league at that time. Yeah, so while I'm explaining how the league's working, I just explained how divisions are working, and you face each person twice except non-divisions. And so I thought, I might as well explain the playoffs too, and how that's going to work, because it's going to be a little different from how the GBA does it. And we're not trying to exactly copy the GBA. We want to make things, we want to have our own sort of rules. things that we like better than the GBA rules. Not to say that the GBA rules are wrong or bad, just the way we prefer to have it, basically. So, first off, we're going to be doing 2 out of 3 battles, just so that hacks isn't a major factor in the battles. The video seems to have stopped. Okay, there it goes. Yeah, just so hacks aren't a major factor. Like, they can still win you the game, but they can't, like, they can win you one game, but to win you 2 games would be difficult. So, like, say they matter in the first game, like, hacks really decide the first game, but the second game you're able to win because there's no hacks, and you play really well and you're just better than your opponent. And then the same happens to the third game. You can definitely tell who is better, and hacks will not have as much of a defined point, and that's probably why they do that in VGCs, is so that doesn't happen, basically, where like a para or a flinch or a crit is going to determine the game. It still could. It could still determine the game in 2 battles. It's a possibility, but it makes it less likely, which is what I really like. In all regular season battles, it's just going to be 1. But in the important games like playoffs, it's important that hacks isn't the deciding factor, or is less of a chance to be, at least. So yeah, that basically, this was my suggestion, and everyone else went along with it. So it's probably, we don't have everything set out in stone yet, but what it seems like we're going to be doing is bringing one team 1 week, battling, and then like maybe giving like a day or 2 to change your team a little bit, and then battling again, because it can't be like weekly. That would take forever. Like, imagine if like you battle one person in the playoffs for 1 week, and then the next week you battle them again, and then the next week you battle them again, and yeah, it could take up to like 6 weeks to finish the playoffs. And yeah, so you just have a couple of days to change up your team. That seems like the best way to do it. And we're gonna allow people to change up their teams and offer surprise factors, because that's kind of what the GBA is about. You don't want to just bring something that could work well in a surprise sense and then have it not work in the next battle, because that's kind of what the GBA is about. This is something that's different from how VGC does it, but this isn't VGC, so that's fine. And last thing that I want you guys to leave in the comments is whether you would prefer live narration or post commentary from the NTA battles. Live narration normally takes a little longer in my experience, and from what I've seen from the GBA, it really all comes down to a matter of preference from the viewers of what I want to do, because I could really do either. The first one I did post commentary just because this video hadn't been uploaded yet. I needed to get the NTA video out. It was already past Sunday of week 1, so I just live narrated, or I post commentated it, excuse me. It wasn't really a good time for me to live narrate either, since I had to go in the middle of the battle and we had to redo everything, and yeah, it just wouldn't have worked well. But if you guys want to see live narrations, let me know, and that's something that I can do. And this Agario video goes on for a little longer, but that's basically all I have to say. I'll let this play out, basically. It still has quite a few minutes left. Let's see, it lasts for 33 minutes, and we're at about 25. So, yeah, I'm going to let this play out. That's basically all I have to say. So yeah, you can leave now if you want, but you know, if you want to see the ending to the Sagario video, then you know, go ahead and stay. I'll commentate over it, I guess. There's not really much to say right now. Just collecting pellets. So yeah, while we're here, I'm working on the team building video for week 2. I'm really excited for this team, by the way. I have some great sets. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. I have some great sets that I'm really happy for. I actually have like a combo move. Like, when does this ever happen in Pokemon? A combo move? But yeah, I have it. And you'll see when we get to it. It's good. So yeah, you can see that the leaderboard only shows top 9. Oh, it just went to top 8. So yeah, there are only 8 people in here right now. I think the server, like, I don't know if it's not really resetting, but it's like, you know, whenever you die, you get kicked out of the server basically. And so yeah, you can see that there aren't very many people around. I'm one of 7 still left in the thing. You can see by the graph in the lower corner that I sort of like hit a peak, and you know, I was never really able to do anything with that afterwards. Probably just because, you know, everyone was leaving the server by then. Oh, and here's where I just have a very long standoff with Mario. Yeah, this takes forever. This is probably like 2 or 3 minutes of this. Just me and Mario dancing around the lily pad. But yeah, the team. I'm really excited for this battle. It has not happened yet, but the sets I've come up with, I really think they'll work, and I'm really excited for them too. Like, if they don't work, I will be genuinely upset. But yeah, that's basically it. I'm also, even though you guys haven't commented yet on whether you want to see NTA Weekly Recaps, I am starting the video. You know, I have a bit of a plan going, not much yet. You know, I'm mainly focusing on this video and the team building video, and just making sure my team is correct, you know, like the way I want it to be, and all that. You know, that's where most of my efforts are going right now. But yeah, the recap is already in the works. Oh yeah, here's where it ends. Yes, there it goes. So we both decide to do the lily pad at the same time. I don't think it's actually a lily pad, but that's what it looks like to me. And you know, I have more mass to shoot at that lily pad, so he loses that battle. But I'm still like 4th on the leaderboard. And yeah, I just have to abandon that piece there. And, that was the trick I learned from Offensive, who's at the top there. He used that against me earlier in the game, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. I can't believe you can do that. And yeah, I messed it up there. And suddenly, like, all 7 people are here, and things are not going well. Yeah, everyone's here. I'm just like, I'm feeding my little bits into Mexico, just because I don't like to deal with the little things. You know, just, I like to keep the main mass alive. And so yeah, this is about to come to a close here. Well, actually, there's still like 4 minutes left, I think. Yeah, about 3 minutes left. So yeah, you can see I'm trying to go for that little bit of Mexico, and he's gonna dodge that nicely. He's gonna be able to combine before I can get to him. Yeah, I combine my last little piece, but I'm 4th of 5, and I know that Mario is really low because I was the one that ate him. And so yeah, I'm just not in a good position right now. There's only 5 people here, and I'm one of the lowest ones of them. So I'd have to eat a lot of pellets to catch up to them, basically, because there's no other way for me to gain unless they split a lot, which isn't really going to happen. Okay, something else to talk about. Let's see. What'd you guys think of that NTA Week 1 video? I misplayed Altaria hard there, but just the video in general. Did you enjoy it? I definitely had a fun time doing that battle, even though it was really frustrating to lose Altaria turn 2. And I had a fun time battling, but was it fun to watch? Let me know. And Mario is in a bunch of little pieces. So I'm trying to split to catch up to him, basically, because at my speed, or at my size, my speed will be way too low to catch Mario. So I knew I wasn't going to like split into him or anything from there. That was just for me to catch up to him. And here it comes. And yeah. So I'm now 3 of 4. Mario still being the lowest one, the only one I can eat at this point. And there's offensive. Ooh, I'm gonna try to eat some of his little bits, but he ends up eating my little bit. And this is gonna come to a close pretty shortly here. I mean, I guess that could be considered spoilers, but when there's only like a minute, less than a minute left in, a little more than a minute left in the video, then you kind of know what's gonna happen when I'm this size going against someone that size. I'm basically trying to get that piece over to the right of where my mouse is, that little piece there, and he's just going too fast for me to catch him. This piece here seems to not be able to eat me, but yeah, he's gonna be able to combine. I can't get him in time. He's gonna split pretty soon to catch me. Let's see, when is this? Oh, no, he does that. Oh, wait. Okay, so yeah, he basically baits me here, splitting himself, and then he's gonna, well, not yet. I think he realizes at about this point that he can split, and yep, there he goes. So that's the end of that. Thank you all for watching. Sorry for the length. I hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.